welcome to my last pregnancy vlog. I'm finally going to be doing the birth story. It is August 1st, and so the babies are 1 month old. I don't have a very long birth story to give. It was really simple, really quick, really nice. But I'll give that birth story to you, and I'll go from there. Okay. Sorry it took so long to do this. It's really busy with twins and 3 other kids too. And they're going through growth spurts and stuff. So, okay. First, answer some questions. Yes, I'm breastfeeding both babies. It's going well. The only time that I find it kind of hard is when they're going through a growth spurt, but it doesn't matter if you're breastfeeding or bottle feeding. When they're going through a growth spurt, they need to eat more often, and it is going to be harder than when they're not. So, it's great. I'm really blessed with having enough milk for both of them, and they're growing really well. Okay, so the birth story. I was 36 weeks and 6 days pregnant. That morning at about 5-ish a.m., I would say around 5:30, I suddenly woke up. I thought I was needing to go to the bathroom. I thought I was peeing myself. I ran to the toilet. As I ran there, a gush of water fell outside, next to the toilet. Then I sat on the toilet, and a gush came out there. And then I stood up, and a gush came out there. So I'm like, okay, that must be my water that broke. I've never had my water break before labor, ever. It's always broken. With the other 3 babies, the water broke right before they were born. So that was different. So it took a little while for me to clue in, yeah, that was my water that broke. And it kept dripping a little bit, so I kept the towel between my legs. And it dripped for a few hours. So I woke up my husband and I said, hey, Daniel, my water broke. I emailed Canadian UC, which is a support group for unassisted childbirth. I emailed them, let them know my water broke, but nothing else was happening. My water broke and everything stopped. No contractions, everything completely stopped. Nothing was happening whatsoever. Everything was calm. And I know that when someone's water breaks, labor can start, right away, or it can start within hours, it can be days, and even weeks, and the water can refill itself. So nothing was happening. There was no contractions. I wasn't in labor yet. That was the day it was my daughter's birthday party was going to be that day. Okay. So my daughter's birthday party was going to be that day. At noon. So I didn't want to cancel it because nothing was happening, and it could be like as late as the next day, days, week, whatever. So I decided we'll continue as is. My husband was home to get the birthday party together, and he was going to take care of the party. So I'm like, just continue as is, and if labor starts, I'll let you know. I decided to eat breakfast, and got the labor stuff ready just in case. So the room was prepared for that, and then I got a bowl of fruit ready to snack on if I were to go into labor. And I went to bed, and I decided, well, I didn't sleep well the night before, so I thought if labor's going to start today, I might as well rest. So I went to rest, and my husband was home with the kids, so that was great. So I was able to. And then, so I went to rest, and I let my friend know, who's Erin Swenson in BC. I let her know that my water broke. She was going to come down in a few days from that day. And then the day before, just to back up, the day before, I was so stressed out. There were some people that came over to help who weren't very helpful, who totally stressed me out. And I was on, I don't know, kind of like PMS. I was not in a good mood the night before, so I didn't sleep well. And so I rested, and then I noticed later on I had a contraction. And then but it didn't feel any stronger. It felt less strong than all those other contractions I've had throughout the entire pregnancy. So I didn't think much of it. And then I had another one, and another one. But it didn't really increase, so I thought, well, maybe this is labor. Because at the time it was 9:25, so I decided that labor probably started about 9:15 a.m. And I told my husband, like, I was starting to get some contractions. They're less than what those other ones were throughout the entire pregnancy, so I don't know, but I just let him know. And then all of a sudden, very quickly, like 20 minutes, it was strong, and I felt like I needed to push. So I'm like, Daniel, get the kids, this is it. We're canceling the party. This is it. Hurry up. Get the kids out to the friend's house. This is it. I'm sorry. So my husband put a note on the door for when people came for the party. Let them know. It says canceled for now. And he took them. I checked myself, and at the time when I checked myself for dilation, I didn't realize right away. I realized later what I was feeling. I felt a head, and I couldn't find my cervix, and I'm like, what? I can't tell how dilated I am. So I couldn't find my cervix, so it's all like, oh, I wish I never checked. Now I realize I was fully dilated already. So, but I don't, when I checked my cervix, it was around 10ish, so it was an hour into the labor, and I was fully dilated, and I really felt like I needed to push to relieve the pressure that I was feeling. Between contractions, I was swaying. I felt hot and cold at the same time, so I would have a cold washcloth on my face. I had a hot water bottle on my back, helped with back labor. And I was standing and I was swaying my body, and whatever felt right. And I would eat some of the fruit in between and some water. And it was very intense, especially when I felt like I needed to push, but I didn't because, I was waiting for my husband to get home, and I was trying to think too much about it. And then finally I just felt exhausted, and I said, what, I've got to get on the bed. I'm just going to push with the contractions because it feels like that's what I need to do to relieve this pressure. So I was just kind of surprised at how fast it was going. So I lay down on the bed. The contractions were so close, I didn't have time to lay down properly. I didn't lay down straight on my back. My bum was up. I held myself up. I wasn't laying down. I was up, and I held my bum up, and my legs were open, and began to push, and then my husband was getting pillows for my back, and then I'm like, okay, the baby's coming. Like, I totally felt with that little tiny push, my body did the rest, and the baby just fell out. Shouldn't have waited so long. So she came out head first, baby A, that was Ruth, and my husband looked at the clock. He delivered her, he caught her, and looked at her, and then passed her to me, said it was a girl. And then, I wanted to see if she wanted to nurse. She was all fine. She didn't want to nurse. She just looked around. She made a little cry when she was born. It was like half a second, and then she looked around, and she totally pinked up really quickly. And then my husband's like, so that's the first baby, and he wrote down the time, of course, and it was 11:16 a.m., so the hours were like 2 hours at that point, the labor. And then I thought, oh, I've got to do this again, and I forgot. I was totally into this baby. So I started immediately having another contraction, and I did a little push, and I felt the baby, like it's falling out of me. And then my husband said, oh no, I've got a baby. And so I just got like, what's the matter? Although I felt like nothing was wrong, and everything stopped, and he got a mirror, and I saw it, and as soon as I saw him, like, I knew that was a bum. And I just said, oh, it's fine, it doesn't matter, everything's fine, don't worry. Just wait for another contraction and push with it, and immediately contraction came, I pushed, out she came, everything's in the head, and then another contraction, and I pushed, and like the pushes were so slight, like it was hardly anything. Once I began to push, like that's what I should say, I began to push, my body took over. I didn't really have to push. And then her head came out, my husband. So 2 pushes instead of 1. It was really simple. And out she came, breached, which is funny because she was the one that was head down the entire pregnancy. And during the labor, I did feel movement. I did feel sliding limbs during the labor. So she totally flipped during the labor and cannot breathe. She was the second one. And the first one, she was breathed throughout most of the pregnancy and turned to go head down later in the pregnancy, and so she was born head first. So that was kind of interesting how that worked out. But she did the same thing, did a little cry, looked around, and pinked up really quickly. So I had both babies. We kept their cords attached until they were white and limp and there was no blood left. We were just adoring them and loving them, and placenta came out really quickly. It was 2 placentas fused together a little bit. And there you go, that's my story.